Hi kids! Welcome to our grade 6 mathematics class. This topic is taken from quarter 4, module 4. I am your teacher Zaida. For today, we will be discussing how to construct pie graph based on a given set of data. Okay, what is a pie graph? A pie graph is a circle graph that is divided into slices to show numerical proportion. Okay, again, when we say pie graph, it is a circle graph that is divided into slices to show numerical proportion. Okay, so what are the parts of a pie graph? We have the title. It gives a brief explanation of what is in your graph. The legend, it tells what each slice of the graph represents. The source, it explains where you found the information that is in your graph. The data, or the characteristics or information, usually numerical, that are collected through observation. Keep in mind that a full circle has 360 degrees. Okay? Okay, when we say angle of sector, it is the central angle of a slice in a pie graph of a given data. So, for example, this is our circle. This is our angle of sector. Okay? And this is the measurement of our angle of sector. Okay, so to be able to compute the measurement of that angle of sector, we just have to divide the frequency of data by the total frequency, and then we multiply it to 360 degrees. Again, to get the angle of sector, just divide the frequency of data by the total frequency and then multiply it to 360 degrees. Okay? Okay, let's try to understand the formula. Okay, let's read this information. George bought food for his 20 friends according to their favorites. He bought 5 orders of spaghetti, 8 orders of carbonara, 3 pizzas, and 4 burgers. Again, George bought food for his 20 friends according to their favorites. He bought 5 orders of spaghetti, 8 orders of carbonara, 3 pizzas, and 4 burgers. Now let's make a pie graph using the given information. Spaghetti, carbonara, pizza, and burger are the sectors, meaning our graph will have 4 sectors. Okay? Now, step 1. We create a circle using a pair of compass. And then step 2, we draw a diameter on the circle where you could lay your protractor later. The dot created by the pair of compasses pivot will be our center of the circle. Step 3, let's compute the angle of sectors. So again, our formula is angle of sector is equal to frequency of data divided by total frequency multiplied to 360 degrees. Okay? And based on our data, our total frequency is 20. Okay, let's find the angle of sector for spaghetti. So again, we just divide the frequency of data by the total frequency, and our total frequency again is 20. And then we multiply it to 360 degrees. Okay? And based on what we've read, the frequency of data for spaghetti is 5. So 5 divided by 20 times 360 degrees. What will we get? Okay, that is 90 degrees. So the angle of sector for spaghetti is 90 degrees. Okay, let's try the angle of sector for carbonara. Again, frequency of data divided by 20 times 360 degrees. And the frequency of data for carbonara is 8. So 8 divided by 20 times 360 degrees. What will you get? Okay, answer is 144 degrees. Okay, how about this one? The angle of sector for pizza. Could you try this? Pause the video and then just play this again if you are done. Okay? Okay, are you done? Okay, let's compute. Frequency of data divided by 20 times 360 degrees. And frequency of data for pizza is 3. So 3 divided by 20 times 360 degrees, we get... Okay, good job. That is 54 degrees. Okay, try this again by yourself. Again, pause this video and then play this again if you're done. Are you done? Okay, let's compute. Frequency of data divided by 20 times 360 degrees. And the frequency of data for burger is 4. So 4 divided by 20 times 360 degrees. And you'll get... Okay, very good. Answer is 72 degrees. Good job. Okay, so again, our angle of sectors are, for spaghetti, we have 90 degrees. For carbonara, we have 144 degrees. For pizza, we have 54 degrees. For burger, we have 72 degrees. And again, if we add these all, this must be equal to 360 degrees. Okay? Okay, for step 4, we now draw our pie graph by drawing the angle of each sector using a protractor. So let's have the angle of sector for spaghetti as an example. And again, the angle of sector for spaghetti is 90 degrees. We've already drawn our circle using a pair of compass and drew a diameter passing through the center of the circle. Okay? We now find 90 degrees using a protractor. Now, using this protractor, we can see that 90 degrees. Okay? And based on this measurement, this angle of sector for spaghetti, we can now start drawing our pie graph. This part is the remaining part for the other sectors, for carbonara, for pizza, and for burger. Now this part is the sector for spaghetti based on its angle of sector. This indicates that this angle is 90 degrees. Okay? So we now have a slice for spaghetti in our pie graph. Okay, we're done drawing our angle of sector for spaghetti, and this slice or this sector represents it. So now, we just draw the angle of sector again for carbonara. So we just put the protractor above the circle, and then we measure 144 degrees. Okay, so this slice or this sector will represent our carbonara. Did you get that? Okay, so let's do the angle of sector for pizza. So we just put our protractor again, and then we measure 54 degrees. This part now will be the sector for pizza. Okay, and then the remaining slice or the remaining sector will be our sector for burger. Did you get that? Okay. Okay, step 5. Try to give each sector a different color for representation. And then label the graph and each sector. Okay? So for our graph, our title will be Kinds of Food George Bought. This is what our pie graph will look like. This will be our legend. That red part or red slice will be our spaghetti. Purple is for carbonara. Yellow is for pizza. And green is for burger. Okay? And then we put our numerical data. This is for 5 orders, 8 orders, 3, 4. Okay? Did you get that? Okay, now, how about constructing a pie graph given the percentage of each sector? So let's read the data again. George bought food for his friends with the following percentage. Spaghetti, 25%. Carbonara, 40%. Pizza, 15%. And burger, 20%. So our step 1 is we just multiply 360 degrees to the given percentage. Okay, let's compute the angle of sector for spaghetti. So we have 360 degrees times 25% or 360 degrees times 25 hundredths. And that will give us 90 degrees. Okay? How about the angle of sector for carbonara? So that's 360 degrees times 40% or 360 degrees times 40 hundredths. And that will give us 144 degrees. How about the angle of sector for pizza? Okay, again, that's 360 degrees times 15% or 360 degrees times 15 hundredths. And the answer for that is 54 degrees. And lastly, we have burger. That's 360 degrees times 20% or 360 degrees times 20 hundredths. And that will give us 72 degrees. Did you get that? So again, our angle of sectors are as follows. For spaghetti is 90 degrees, for carbonara is 144 degrees, for pizza is 54 degrees, and for burger is 72 degrees. Okay, for step 2, we now draw our pie graph. But this time, I would like you to draw the pie graph on your own. Okay? So just repeat what we did earlier. I hope you were able to understand our lesson for today. Thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye.